So here's the question. What happens when supplements brands try to use the same playbook as everyone else? The supplements industry is a $178 billion market that might be the most mistrusted category in e-commerce. So here's the question I'm answering today. Why do standard DTC marketing playbooks fail for supplements brands? And what should you be doing instead? All of this really is just leading to this credibility gap that's coming out. It's decades of snake oil where the industry has been plagued by bad actors who are making false claims. There's poor ingredient quality, greenwashing has been a huge problem as well. And then on top of it, the regulatory gray zone, right? At least in the US, supplements aren't really FDA approved like drugs, and that creates uncertainty with consumers. And then a huge one is the influencer fatigue. We see that consumers are super skeptical of promotions that they see on social media from influencers, especially when those promotions are not run ethically and where the test period that influencers go through to provide their review of a product isn't long or substantial enough to give them real results that they're talking about. So, what we see happening is that there's less trust happening in the influencers who are promoting these products. And they're becoming more and more skeptical of these endorsements, of course, right? Because we're just seeing so much more of it. And consumers know that it's not authentic. Okay, so all of this has led to a consumer behavior shift, right? We've got here that 63% of supplement shoppers report always or often researching ingredients, checking brand reviews, and even reading scientific studies before they'll add to cart. Buyers do fact check influencers and demand proof that scientific claims are accurate. Okay, here's a comparison. So when a fashion brand shows a cute dress on Instagram, people think, ooh, I want that. But when a supplements brand shows a product that claims to improve energy, people think, prove it. And why is that? Well, supplements go in your body and they affect your health, obviously. Nice shoes or a dress aren't immediately harmful to your body's health. So here's the question. What happens when supplements brands try to use the same playbook as everyone else? I'm going to tell you first about what I'll call tactic number one, which is bold claims and benefit heavy ads. What this looks like is this collagen will transform your skin in 7 days. But this backfires for supplements brands because regulatory limitations really prevent claims like that. And when you can make claims, skeptical consumers don't believe them. So the result is in your ads, you're going to see high CTR because people are clicking to investigate, but low conversion rate because you haven't generated the trust and the proof on the website to get that conversion. Okay, here's tactic number two, which I'll call the influencer marketing blitz. Other brands will pay influencers to promote products with discount codes. Where it backfires for supplements is that consumer trust in supplements brands and supplements influencer promotions is at an all-time low right now in 2026. I've got some research for you from Champion Bio in the show notes. The fact is that buyers fact check influencers and demand proof, especially after years of supplement scams and overblown promises. We're really seeing that happen right now. Okay, ineffective tactic number three is this FOMO and urgency tactics. So bad in supplements. What other brands will do? Oh, only 3 left. Sale ends tonight. But this backfires for supplements brands because health decisions are not impulse purchases. Pushing urgency triggers suspicion from consumers in the supplements industry. Okay, tactic number 4 is discount heavy acquisition. Other brands will say 30% off your first order or do really aggressive retargeting. Why this backfires for supplements brands is that discounting signals desperation. Discount acquired customers have higher churn. Long-term repeating customers are the key to success in supplements. All right, and tactic number 5 is broad audience targeting. Other brands will target wide demographics, or other agencies will target wide demographics and let the algorithms optimize. which is good to a certain point. But why the supplements brands, this doesn't work for you, because your product solves specific problems for specific people. Broad targeting and weak creative attracts skeptics who are not in market. It's plainly a waste of money. Okay, so listen, to understand why these tactics fail, you need to understand how supplements customers actually buy from you. In supplements, we've got this extended consideration phase, right? In fashion, there's like this purchase consideration window that could be minutes to hours, even seconds in some cases, depending on the price point. Whereas with supplements, you're looking at days to weeks and potentially even months before people will be confident enough to buy. So I've got this research for you in the show notes. This one's from Champion Bio, done in 2025, states that 51% of new supplement buyers cite solving a specific problem. They're not trying to solve their overall health as their main reason for buying from a brand. And then in the Matrillo DTC report that you'll see down below, it shows that average time between orders of health supplements is about 75 days. I know that can vary a little bit, but it gives you a bit of a baseline. All right, so I want to walk you through what I'm going to call the trust building sequence, and there's a few points here. So number one is awareness. You want your customer to become aware of their problem. That's what I mean by awareness. Low energy, poor sleep, joint pain, for example. Okay, next they're going to do their research. They're going to Google their symptoms or use AI and figure out what kind of solutions are available to them. So that's number two. Number three is called discovery. So they're going to discover that supplements are an option as a solution for them. Then they're going to move to number four, which is investigation. They're going to research the brands that they see come up. They're going to research the ingredients. They're going to read the reviews, and they're going to check scientific studies, clinical studies, and certifications that each brand has. The next part is number five, which is validation. So they're going to be looking for that third party proof. Do you have clinical research? Is it easy to find on your website? Next, trial. So they might even do a small purchase to see if they like the look and the feel of the product, even though they won't feel or notice the difference straight away. And then moving into number seven, which is the evaluation phase, where they assess the results that they see over probably 30 to 60 days. And last but not least, number eight is the commitment phase. So that is when they will subscribe or reorder the products that have worked for them. Look, this is super important. Standard DTC marketing tries to compress this journey. But for supplements, customers are resisting compression. They need the full journey or they're going to bounce. Okay, so what should supplements brands be doing instead? The first thing you need to know is lead with transparency, not empty claims. There's a study that I'll put in the show notes again, Prove It Supplements 2025. This one states that in a 2024 study comparing supplements with and without third-party certification, they found that certified products were significantly less likely to contain contaminants. We've got a couple of brands doing it right out there. These ones are out of the US. Rituals got over $250 million in sales, I believe. They built their brand on transparency. There's clear ingredient sources, suppliers, and manufacturing locations listed out in the open for everyone to see. So here's a practical tip I want you to try to think about. Make your testing results one click away. Don't hide behind the claim of proprietary blends. We want to see if in clinical testing your product outperformed expected results. Okay, the second strategy that I want to take you to is called content marketing over ad blitzes. So here's what this looks like. Instead of interruption marketing style, I want you to create educational content that answers the questions your customers are already asking. You want to do ingredient deep dives that build credibility. And I want you to tell customer stories, not testimonials. I want you to tell stories. That's going to go in your email marketing. That's going to go on your social media. You're going to have pieces of that on your YouTube channel, and right there on your website where people are going to find it easiest. Okay, now here's a big one that everybody is talking about, AI search optimization. So you want your educational content that you've just created to be appearing in ChatGPT and Google AI answers. So this is free discovery for you, at least for now, by high intent shoppers. So when I said social on your website and in your email marketing before, this also needs to go in your blog content, but do know that LLMs are going to search your website content as well in order to index answers for their chat responses. Okay, strategy number 3 is a big one. You need to have strategic patience in acquisition. So you're going to need to accept that marketing for supplements is going to take longer to get to that conversion stage, okay? So you're building attribution windows that match your actual your actual customer journey, which is usually 30 to 60 days, not 7 days. You're going to want to measure engaged consideration as a KPI, not just conversion. The 4th strategy for you is called retention first economics, right? So supplements brands see that about 29% repeat customer rate, which is well above the e-commerce average, of course. What we're doing is working that funnel so that we're achieving a closer to 60% repurchase rate with brands that we work with. But that really does vary by brand age, as well as the brand's growth and scale goals. Check your churn rate on subscriptions. An acceptable churn rate is about 6 to 7% monthly. Okay, that's your baseline. And I want you to design your entire funnel around the second purchase, not the first. Second purchase. That's what matters, because you know you've got a repeat customer, and that's where the money is. Now, I want you to think about niche targeting over broad reach. You're going to be looking for targeting people who are actively searching for your specific problem. So you're going to use search and content over interruption style ads, okay? And I want quality over quantity, because that's what works the best. Now, I will say that the way things are changing with the algorithms, especially if you're running meta campaigns, is that targeting does come second to creative. But when you're planning out your creative, you're going to be thinking about all those stages of the funnel and how are you talking to your customers in the right way, using the right message in each stage of that funnel right within a singular campaign. So I want you to develop creative for each stage of that customer journey within your campaign. And you're going to refresh that probably once a week or once every 2 weeks, and test which creative is generating the best results with KPIs that are relevant to that funnel step. And that doesn't always mean conversion. Okay, I've got some case studies for you. Let's take a look at Ritual again real quick. They are built on transparency, not false claims. They committed out of the gate to $5 million in clinical trials by 2030, which is impressive. I've got a quote from Lindsay Dull for you here that says, "The transparency and the receipts on our website are a proof point for our customers who are skeptical." Another case study for the Turmeric company, they launched a loyalty program that was focused solely on retention. And the result with that program is that they were doubling their CLTV, which increased the retention rate by like 60% in 12 months. Okay, look, so for supplements, the trust deficit is not a problem to overcome, really. It's a moat that gets built. Brands that earn trust through transparency, they utilize education, and they have the patience, will win customers that stay for years, not just for months. So if your marketing strategy assumes that your supplements customers behave like fashion customers, you are building on a foundation of sand. What you really need to do is start with trust, and everything else will follow.